Hello, everyone. This is Let Us Interrupt You for episode 22. We're on February 11th. Or no, is it February? No, sorry.
It's February 12th.
February 12th. Yep. Sorry. February 12th, 2022. I am Joseph Oliva.
And I'm Prince Michael Smith.
Is that going to be a new catchphrase for now?
Yes. That's going to be it.
That's great. So we got a lot to cover. We're going to start with the NFL.
But first, yes, the NFL honors.
Yep.
NFL awards, yeah.
Yep, that took place Thursday night.
TJ Watt named AP Defensive Player of the Year. I completely agree with that.
I knew he was going to get that anyway. I had these awards pretty much pegged out.
I honestly had it between him and Micah Parsons because Micah Parsons has been a real beast.
Yeah, but it's a rookie, and they want to give him the Defensive Rookie of the Year award, which he got
unanimously. He got defense. Yeah. He did get who else was like the best defensive rookie besides him?
Let's be honest. Like, who even came close? There was no one that really came close to him. And you know what? I bet next year he'll be Defensive Player of the Year next year.
I can see it. I can definitely see it.
Guarantee I'm going to call it right now. I think
between him, Watt, and Donald, Micah Parsons is going to shock a lot of heads.
Got Cooper Kupp who won Offensive Player of the Year award.
Well deserved.
Had a great, excellent year, and he'll be playing this Sunday against the Bengals in the Super Bowl. So there you go. That's how you look at it right there.
Jamar Chase won Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yep.
Honestly, for a time I had a coin toss between him and Mac Jones because Mac Jones was pretty good.
I had a coin toss there too.
But Jamar Chase has been probably the best rookie receiver we've ever seen.
Yeah. He is right up there with Randy Moss, in my opinion, for the best rookie wide receivers we've seen in a long time. Well, him and Odell. But I mean,
Odell.
I would say he was.
If Odell probably played 4 more games because he was out for like the first 4 games of his rookie year.
Yeah.
He probably would have had the best rookie season ever.
Oh, yeah, he would have.
Got Joe Burrow winning the comeback player of the year.
Yeah,
honestly, it was only between him. It was only between him and Dak Prescott. But Joe Burrow just ran with it.
And really, honestly, Joe Burrow had a more impressive year, in my opinion, than Dak Prescott did. Even though Prescott had 37 touchdowns.
Definitely.
I just think Joe Burrow, the run he's taking his team on, the less pressure he is, and how smooth he is in every game. It's Tom Brady-esque when I watch him on that football field. I mean, there's no one that plays even close to that right now in the NFL, in my opinion, than what Burrow does.
Here's one reward where I was kind of mad about. Mike Vrabel was named the AP Coach of the Year.
I'd give it to him. I would.
Now,
I can't.
Also, to Zach Taylor from the Bengals, seeing where the Bengals are now.
I guess, but I think honestly, with how crappy the AFC North really is, and really how competitive the AFC South kind of really was with the Colts and Titans there. And let's be honest. I mean, it's what you do with Ryan Tannehill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He wanted to prove everybody wrong, saying, "Oh, he's worth the money." I mean, granted, he had a crappy end to his season with those 3 interceptions in that playoff run.
Very.
But he wanted to prove that, hey, we can try to win with these 2 guys right here. As long as these guys can get us to the promised land, they can get it done. It kind of proved it. Now,
Derrick
Henry's injury kind of held him back a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think realistically,
if Derrick Henry didn't get injured, he'd probably be MVP or Offensive Player of the Year at least.
I would say
the fact that he's still.
I really want to go on the record and say MVP.
He was still listed top 10 in rushing, and he hadn't played half the season.
Yeah,
that was insane.
No one could touch him. He's untouchable in my opinion, and I think
he definitely would have had 2,000 plus yards. Probably what broke the rushing record.
Yeah, and if he was actually healthy throughout the playoffs right now, if he wasn't limited going back into it, I just think realistically the Titans would have a better shot right now. They'd be playing this Sunday against the Rams.
Definitely.
Which is tomorrow. I think today is Friday. It's Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday.
Anyway.
We got Andrew Whitworth and Walter Payne Manny. Yeah, well deserved.
Yep. And here's one thing I didn't agree on. Aaron Rodgers winning the MVP for the 4th time.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but Tom Brady had that.
Let me go about this for a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
Tom Brady had 43 touchdowns this season, right? Aaron Rodgers was being a crybaby about being in Green Bay. Had pretended really to be fully vaccinated with COVID. When really in reality, I don't think he even pretended. I think the NFL just wanted to pretend and make it a bigger story, in my opinion. But here's the thing. He sat out for 1 game. He played great in his comeback. And then in the playoffs, what did he do? He did nothing. He was in a snow game at home where the environment should favor you. Instead, he lost to the West Coast, to a West Coast team, who, by the way, you have failed to defeat in the playoffs. Enough said.
Look at his stats compared to Brady's. Brady beat him in every single thing.
I mean, he did. There's not even a doubt in my mind. He passed for over 5,000 yards this year.
And the man's 44 years old, throwing for over 5,000 yards and 4
I don't know what else to say here.
Come
I don't know what you people are thinking of, like choosing Brady,
choosing Rodgers
over Brady. Excuse me. It's frustrating. It's absolutely frustrating to me of how you choose Rodgers of all people to be MVP, unless this is his last year. I don't know. It seems like
most likely his last year in Green Bay.
I think so. Does he want to play in Denver? I don't know. Does he want to play? He can't play in Tennessee now because they have no interest in getting him now, even though he purchased land in Tennessee. So for a guy who purchased land in Tennessee because they were thinking, oh, they don't really want Ryan Tannehill, he got denied. Because you want to know why? They see right through his bullshit. They see right through the fact that this guy's a choke artist. He can't get the job done when it counts. He's just a regular season phenomenon who gets everybody in their fantasy bedrooms in an orgasm mode. It's pathetic. It's like, oh my God, he got me 100 points. He got me 200 points. He got me 400 points. That's all he is. He's a quarterback that's going to give you fantasy points and great regular season games and great ratings for the TV networks. That's it. That's all he is. And right now, if he could do that,
regardless, he still is a great QB.
Oh, he is a great QB. There's no question about it. He's just a type of quarterback that will only do in the regular season and will crash and burn in the playoffs. That's all he has been for his entire career at this point, except for one.
Other than 2010.
Exactly. And you know something? It's kind of sad, actually, that people still get excited about him and hopefully he stays in Green Bay. Because in reality, he ain't going to stay in Green Bay.
He's not staying there.
He's not going to stay. He's not going to rebuild. They're not going to get rid of most of the players in that team.
If Aaron Rodgers is gone, Davante Adams is most likely gone too.
Yeah, Davante Adams' contract is up, I'm pretty sure, this year. So he didn't sign an extension. He's not planning on signing an extension. I feel sorry for Aaron Jones because he signed his extension.
Yeah, he's going to be stuck there.
He's stuck with Jordan Love and maybe.
Unless Jordan Love has like a Pat Mahomes type season in his second year.
I doubt it.
I mean, heck, Pat Mahomes came out of nowhere his second year. And no one expected that.
I did. I watched him in college, and I said to myself, "This kid's the future. I guarantee it." And he proved he shut up the haters. I watched this game in Texas Tech. I have. He had a hell of an arm in college.
You were like, okay, he's going to be a starter. He's going to win MVP. You were like that.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I didn't say in his second year though. I said maybe in his fourth or fifth year, maybe. You know what I mean? Because obviously I didn't have him going to the playoffs that year and facing Tom Brady in the AFC title game. No one really had that. But I say he's gonna be a star. I say he's gonna take Alex Smith's job. I called it. Call it like I see it. Because Alex Smith and Andy Reid weren't gonna get anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
They all knew that. Everybody in Kansas City knew that. So, I mean, that wasn't surprising to anybody at all. And you know something? Patrick Mahomes right now is heading that Aaron Rodgers-esque direction. With the way he played in that conference title game a few weeks back, I just say I got so many questions on that. It's like, how do you choke in a big-time game like that at home? There's no excuse for it. Don't ever do that again. Don't turn into Aaron Rodgers 2.0.
No, he's definitely not going to.
Just don't do it.
He's definitely going to be
because Rodgers, it's too late for him. Any team he's going to go on now at this point, it won't matter. He'll just choke in the playoffs. That's it. He'll get you to the playoffs. He'll get you some recognition. He'll give you a little pay raise if you're a head coach or if you're a coordinator or if you're a team owner. But that's it. That's all Rodgers is going to do for you is make you more money, network-wise, contract-wise, incentives-wise. That's it. That's the way it is. Just got to accept reality. Speaking of Super Bowl 56, which is up tomorrow, we're going to do our picks. We're going to do some over or under point spread wise, how many points they're going to score, how many times Sean McVay's going to get held back from going on the football field. Let's see. How many times? Let's see. Let me think about this for a minute. How many times Aaron Donald gets a sack in the game? How many times the offensive line will fall over Von Miller in the presence of that defensive line? Let's see. What else we're going to do? We're going to do a lot. We're going to do a lot of over-under in this. Not too much, though. But anyway, we'll start with the picks. And I'm going to go with Bengals over the Rams. I honestly can't see Joe Burrow, feeling pressure here. I think he's been Joe Smooth since the playoffs started. I don't think he's nervous at all for this game. I think this Bengal team is a lot better than people think they are. Yeah. I think the Rams are not really paying that much attention to that team at all and how confident they are. This game's going to be really about Matthew Stafford in the fourth quarter. Is he going to execute a drive and win you the game, or is he going to choke? And overthrowing their wide receiver. They got the punt and rely on their defense. And I say here in this case, late in the fourth quarter, Joe Burrow, I would not want to put the ball in his hands if I'm LA. I just wouldn't want to do it. But I feel like they're going to make that mistake because that's what Stafford is. A mistake. A mistake waiting to happen. Bengals 24, Rams 21. Mike, what's your score?
I say this game might actually be pretty high. Pretty high scoring.
You think it's high scoring?
I say 35-31 Bengals.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough because you got you got one defense that's, coming alive, and you got a Ram defense that's been dominant all year long. I mean, it's tough to say really what you're going to do with this one. And the only reason I think 24-21 here, it's going to be a defensive struggle between both defenses because you got a defense right now that nobody expected to even get to this point, and a defense, well, everybody expected it, but they didn't expect the way it was going to happen. You know what I mean? You got 4 seed versus a 4 seed for the first time in Super Bowl history. You got Stafford coming in the game who's gotten 44 career game-winning drives, 8th most in the Super Bowl era. I mean, and I think in this case right now, the fact that that's going to come into play here is even more pressure for Stafford and more likely for him to screw up and throw a pick. That the safety won't drop like the 49ers safety did. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. Hopefully they don't get given a championship like they just handed the Super Bowl trophy. Because what a waste of a year that would be. What a waste. Anyway.
Honestly, I wouldn't be mad if either team won the Super Bowl.
I hate the Rams, so I'd be mad. I'm sorry. I hate the LA Rams. I hate their ownership. I hate the scumbag GM. I hate the scumbag.
So they're always able to get all these players.
Exactly. And I hate
especially with all that big contracts.
And I hate Sean. And honestly,
but they always come short.
I used to like Sean McVay, but he gets too amped up. I swear to God, he's like a little teenage boy meeting a girl for the first time, and every single time the team wins, calm down, man. It's not that serious. He takes things to the extreme sometimes, and I just think to myself, I was never like that when I won something. I never really was. I was always cool, calm, collective, smiling, happy. I wasn't doing cartwheels or letting basically pulling a Steve Young saying, "Get the monkey off my back." I was never like that. But I just can't stand Sean McVay, and I hope the Rams crumble. I hope everything that happens to them flops. I hope Stafford flops. I hope Von Miller flops. I'm sorry, Aaron Donald. I hope you flop too. Speaking of that one right now, let's go to the over or under right now for how many sacks he'll have in the game. Mike, you're going to start up here. How many sacks do you think Aaron Donald will have in the game, over or under right now?
I'd say 1.5.
I was going to go with a half a sack maybe. The other sack comes from Von Miller. I think his defensive presence, the double team's going to come in there and get Burrow one time. He's going to, they get a little nervous at first, but he'll get over it. So I think a half a sack here in this one. All right. How many times do you think that little sideline coach will hold Sean McVay back from going out in the middle of the field? That's the play is happening. My over under, I'm going to say is 7 times in this game.
I say 4 times.
You're going to say 4 times. And how many times do you think they're going to show it on a replay for NBC? I'm going to say over under. I'm going to say from a scale 1 to 5. I'm going to say probably
20.
So you're completely going over the scale there.
It's look at this coach.
Over 20 times. All right.
That's viewership right there.
If I would probably go over that too, actually, the more I think about it. I'm going to say probably 11 times on the replay. NBC likes to overproduce that thing over and over and over again. Yeah, give me that love. That's gonna happen a lot. How many times is Cooper Kupp gonna get double teamed in this game? I'm gonna say he gets double teamed at least 3 times in this game. Because I just have no confidence in that Cincinnati Bengal defense. As good as they are, I just think to myself, there's gonna be some bad plays in there that they let Kupp get open a lot, and they're not gonna try to double team.
I say 5 to 6 times, probably even more than that.
Even more. So you think Cincinnati's actually gonna pick up and actually double team him?
I mean, look at him.
Yeah,
look how dominant he's been this season. Why wouldn't they double team him?
Yeah, the only reason I say that is because you said earlier that the Bengals were going to win 35-31. So do you think that's still going to happen with that double team anyway?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm just checking. Just double checking. Let me see what was the over or under. How many sacks do you think Leonard Floyd will have in this game? I say none.
Yeah, I say none either.
Yeah, none for that one. And how many times is Jamar Chase going to get is going to get wide open against Jalen Ramsey? I'm going to say he gets wide open at least 6 times.
I say 2 to 3 times.
2 or 3 times?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. Like if Ramsey was in this like 2018 mode that he was in like in Jacksonville 5 years ago, I'd say maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I just think in this case we're looking at a totally different Ramsey. Too conservative, too showboaty, not really taking the game seriously in these cases right now, taking this team lightly. I'm seeing that from this Rams team. They're overconfident going into this game. You're at home. They think it's all on them. In reality, I looked at Tampa Bay. They weren't overconfident last year when they were hosting the Super Bowl at home.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't overconfident at all. This LA team is desperate because they're trying to prove that they're just more than a basketball town and a tourist town, because that's all they are right now. Right now, the football fans don't give a crap right now about this right now because it's hardly any.
I mean, look at their playoff games.
Exactly. They don't look at their.
There were more Niners fans over there than Rams fans.
Exactly. I mean, it's.
And there was like some pictures from that pep rally.
Oh my God!
Sad.
That is pathetic.
Pathetic.
What a pathetic.
And look at the Bengals pep rally. They were lit over there.
Oh, they were. They were pretty lit. I will say that. I'm not going to disagree with that one. The Bengals were more awesome.
Seriously, why did they even move the Rams in the first place?
More money. That's all it is. They figured.
Same thing with the Raiders. Same thing with the Chargers.
The Raiders need a change of scenery. They were going to stay in Oakland. There were people petitioning about them staying in Oakland, actually, but in reality, it never came true. As far as the Chargers went, listen, they were going to follow the LA Rams everywhere they go. They've done it now for so many years, except pretend to be the St. Louis Chargers. That would have been stupid. But anyway, so that's that. Bengals win, obviously, over-under on that one. We're through the over-under here. Let's move on to more NFL news. Mike McDaniel won't be alone with the Miami Dolphins because guess who's coming back? Wes Welker. That's right. Wes Welker is joining the staff as the wide receiver coach for the Miami Dolphins, the former Dolphin, former Ram, former Patriot, former Bronco. Now back to being a Dolphin again, only this time not playing for them, but coaching them. It's interesting. I like it. I like the
smart hire.
It is a smart hire. I think it helps his Dolphin team out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It would be very interesting, the collaboration of Waddle and Welker together, side by side here. What he's going to learn from him anyway. So it'll be very interesting to see how this plays out. It's a smart move by the Dolphins. Is it going to make the Dolphins successful? I don't know. Are they going to trade away Tua? I don't know. I don't know what to believe, honestly. Does Mike McDaniel even want to work with Tua? We don't know.
What's crazy, Tua, I believe, is the only left-handed QB in the league right now.
I'm pretty sure he is. He is the only yes, that is true. He's
and
the only
there hasn't been many successful lefties.
No. And that
last one was Michael Vick?
Yeah, Michael Vick was the last one.
Steve Young is probably the best lefty.
Steve Young and Michael Vick were the two best ones, in my opinion.
Steve Young was way better.
Yeah, yes, Michael Vick never got to a Super Bowl, but
Michael Vick changed the game.
He did change the game. I don't know what Tua's going to plan on doing here besides getting every coach that he knows fired. That's probably why they like him in the first place. He's a coach killer. He's a career coach killer. Look at Brian Flores right now. He can't get a job anywhere. And he's screaming discrimination, even though you had a black player get you fired. You know how sad that sounds when you think about it? You're suing the NFL and you got a black player who's on that team made you get yourself get fired. That is pathetic. It's even sad too because now it's going to even be hard for Flores to get a job. But Mike McDaniel, we all knew this guy was going. It was pretty obvious.
Mm-hmm.
If I was a 49ers right now, I would consider praying to God right now that you get a different guy. Because Mike McDaniel made that defense look good, and he was he a defensive coach for the 49ers? Or was he offense? I can't remember.
I believe he was offense.
Okay, I was wrong then. Okay, but someone that made the 49ers.
I'm gonna check again real quick.
I'm pretty sure he was. You may be right. He probably was offense. I don't really remember offhand, but I think it's a great hire. It'll be interesting to see what Wes Welker does, wide receiving coaching wise. This is just a report coming in from the Dolphins right now. They're actually interviewing Frank Smith for the offensive coordinator position. This came in just now as a report. This is from Sports Nut. This was reported 6 hours ago. I don't know who wrote the article here, but it says here the Miami Dolphins are interviewing Los Angeles Charger offensive line coach, run game coordinator Frank Smith for their offensive coordinator position. This is according to NFL media that was reported on Saturday. Smith just completed his first season with the Chargers.
Yeah, he was offensive coordinator.
Yeah, working as a tight ends coach with the Oakland/Raiders back in 2018-2020 and with the Chicago Bears. Before that in 2015-17, and he was with the Saints from 2010-2014. So he's got a good track record, Frank Smith. We'll see what he does. I don't know how good he would be an offensive coordinator, but it seems like it's a mixed shift bag here. with this Dolphins team. I don't know how successful they're going to be with Tua. And even when they get another quarterback here, which, I mean, depends on the trade here, really. But I think Tua needs to go somewhere else. This guy's going to be the coach killer no matter where he goes anyway now, it seems like now. I mean, I think Tua should – this is what happens when you put a star quarterback in at the wrong time, when you know he's not ready. And they try to force it down your throats that he is ready. I mean, look back in that game against the Patriots, the first game out against the Patriots. Did he do one lick of offense better than Mac Jones? No. Mac Jones outplayed him that game, and the Patriots should have won that game. Here in this case, the last week of the season against the Patriots again, what do you do? Nothing.
That's why the Dolphins wanted Tua so badly in the draft.
Yeah, and they were so desperate to get him yet.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
They should have took Herbert.
He should have took Herbert. You're absolutely right about that. Herbert was a better.
And again, everyone thought that Herbert was going to immediately be a bust.
No, I don't think really anybody thought that. I never thought that. I didn't think.
Well, a lot of people thought he was like a long-term project.
I don't know why. Well, you know what? You know they figured? Oregon Duck. That's why.
Yeah.
I mean, Marcus Mariota. Look at that former Oregon Duck, and the guy's barely getting a starting job at all, or not getting a starting.
He's a backup.
He's basically a backup at this point in Las Vegas. I'm surprised he hasn't been distracted in Las Vegas. You know, for a guy that that needs to get a job somewhere, being in Las Vegas, you think the environment would be too big for that guy? It's not. It's because it's too big for Henry Ruggs III and the rest of the Raiders. Anywho, so next story. I have my agenda in front of me here. Let me just click on the. Sorry, I just heard the TV just going on next. Got the TV on. I don't know if she's watching a movie or not, my mom, but anyway. So we got some news on Tuuka Rask for anybody who you haven't known or already know. He did announce his retirement after 15 seasons. Pretty huge story from the Bruins. And you want to know what happened after the Bruins heard that announcement? You want to know what they did? They lost 6-0 to the Carolina Hurricanes Thursday night. Tuuka Rask announced his retirement on Thursday afternoon. He spent 15 seasons with the Bruins. I guess he was credited for one Stanley Cup win, I think, being on the team back in 2010 as a backup. But he's got a great average save percentage for the hockey world. I think for the playoffs, I think it was like 95%, 96% almost every season from like 2015 on, or excuse me, 2013 on. Sorry, 2013 to well, obviously till now. To me, look, in my opinion, people are going to debate about this, see whether or not he was clutch or not, and does he deserve to be in the NHL Hall of Fame or any type of recipient for it. My answer right now is he was a great regular season goalie until he wasn't. When you lose motivation after you lost a Game 7, a crucial Game 7, that determines you as Stanley Cup champions, in my opinion. If you don't want to play anymore, here's a door. Don't let it hit you in the ass on the way out. That's my motto when it comes to sports players who really shouldn't be back there in the first place. Tuuka Rask was back there 3 years too long. This retirement should have taken place right after Game 7 back in 2019 because he had no motivation. Hell, he didn't even want to play in the bubble, and he went out golfing near Disney World. In fact, at one point, I'm pretty sure he actually flew back home so no one even find out and went golfing over there. Tuuka Rask, at this point, he's a great goalie. He's one of the elite classes. He is just a regular season type of person. He's the Aaron Rodgers of hockey. That's all Tuuka Rask really is. And it sucks if you're a Bruin fan now because now you got to worry about Swayman. You got to worry about Ullman. They have been great. In fact, even though today they won 3-0 today, by the way, yes, they beat the Ottawa Senators. Great job. You beat a crappy hockey team. You shut them out of their place. Granted, you did it on the road. It's not easy to do on the road, no matter what the record is in the NHL, because anything could happen in the NHL. I get it. But you are going into this. You should be going in eyes wide open now. You should be able to focus. Get over the fact that Tuuka Rask is no longer a distraction at this point and no longer basically going through Bruce Cassidy's wallet and taking every dollar that he's got left in his team. You should be grateful this guy is gone. You should be grateful for what you had for 6 years. You had a goalie that took you to the Stanley Cup. He didn't win you one, but at least you got there, right? We want a participation trophy for this guy? No. He doesn't deserve one, in my opinion. I say good. You were a distraction. You weren't really mentoring Swayman, or you weren't really mentoring Ullman. You forced the other guy out the door. There's a lot of people out there who have mixed reactions. Most people are saying, "Oh, we want Tuuka back. We want Tuuka back. We want Tuuka back. We need Tuuka." You don't need Tuuka. If you need Tuuka, I tell you, you need Tuuka. And you want to know what you need? A slap in the back of the head. Because Ullman and Swayman are your future. It's a deadly combination. They're going to build on it. It's going to take some time. It's not going to happen right away. It's not going to happen this year because I'm going to tell you right now, they're going to be eliminated in the first round, like I already said before, and I'll say it again. First round elimination, done. Avalanche Rangers, that's your Stanley Cup final. You don't like that final? It's going to happen one way or the other. And if it doesn't happen, if I'm wrong, if somehow the Boston Bruins prove me wrong and actually get a win this year without Tuuka Rask, could you imagine that possibly right now happening? If Swayman and Ullman actually were a deadly combination right around this time, it's a good time to do it. Right before the All-Star break, make some kind of a statement. But I guess it won't happen. So, unfortunate. It's sad. It is what it is. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Anyway, we got to talk some NBA trade deadline. This was a very interesting trade deadline. Not a lot of people were surprised about these trades. I wasn't surprised about the trades. In fact, if you go back to one of my episodes, I might have even added saying that Derek White from the Spurs was going to go to the Boston Celtics. I called that one, nailed that one to a key. I said that would be a big, huge possibility if that would work out for the Celtics, and it did. You also got Harden, who went to the 76ers. I was not surprised that happened. I didn't call it on the show, obviously. I didn't predict it was going to happen. But, you got Ben Simmons, who's now in Brooklyn Nets. He'll reunite soon with Kevin Durant, but he's expected to be back, I think, by this weekend, or next week.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. We got the list of NBA trade deadline players. You want to read off right now who got traded? I don't have the list right in front of me, of course. I could open it up before you could.
Derek White pickup was solid. I don't lie.
It was solid.
I didn't even see that coming, to be honest.
Like I said before, I called it right down the middle. You got the connection with him.
I believe they traded who they traded from? I know Romeo Langford was one of the players.
Yeah.
Which I knew thank God because he wasn't doing anything.
No, he wasn't. He was just a bench player who, gave you a magic night one night and gave you nothing the next 10 games. I mean, it just
He was a player that should have been better than what he was.
Yeah.
They traded away Bobo, which was a complete waste. We're not going to do the whole.
I told you, Bobo was going to be nothing more than a novelty piece for about 5 weeks, and that's exactly what it was—a novelty piece. The Orlando Magic, by the way, I have this one right here, who acquired PJ Dozier for the Boston earlier, has announced that they have waived Dozier. This happened actually on Twitter.
Yeah, there were a lot of players that got traded.
Yeah, the guard has been out since November with a torn ACL in his left knee. So I guess Dozier's not going to play the rest of the season, right?
I know Goran Dragic, he was traded to the Spurs, I believe.
That was a good one. That was an interesting one.
But now they're working on a buyout, so he's not going to.
So much for that one. Porzingis got traded to the Washington Wizards for Spencer Dinwiddie and Davis.
Honestly, the Porzingis trade I did not see coming.
That one was the only surprising one for me. I don't know what Dallas was thinking there. I mean, I don't see why they needed to trade him away. I think he's a key piece of that team, especially with Luka around. That's a big 2 combo, 1-2 punch. I'm not the best one in the NBA, of course, but I mean, it's like.
But they should have gave him more time. They were only together for 2 or 3 years.
It was too quick to let him go. I don't see what the point of it was. I don't know, if he wasn't was he not getting you enough jersey sales in Dallas? That's what I could come up with. The Charlotte Hornets acquired Wizards center Montel Harrell for Vernon Carey Jr. and Is Smith. Lakers had a deal available to then trade Russell Westbrook back to the Houston Rockets, but for John Wall, but that died like a death. That was that was a no-go. Pacers sent Torrey Craig back to the Phoenix Suns for Jalen Smith, and also he got
Jalen Smith, another player that was a bust.
Yeah, it's too soon to say that. I mean, he's only been in the league for 2 years.
Yeah, it was a 10th overall pick, though.
Yeah, but like I said, I would say 5 to 10 years down the road, I'd say maybe it's a bust. I'm not going to say now. Only a year and a half in the NBA.
So what you're saying is like when Anthony Bennett was drafted #1 overall back in what, 2012?
Okay, he was a bust in 2015. 2014, 2015. But like,
look at his first 2 years. He didn't score double digits until like what, his 20th game.
Well, because you want to know what it is. The difference between a #1 pick and #10 pick is,
and there was no one on the Cavs at that time.
But you're expected to do more if you're a #1 pick. In this case here,
exactly,
he was expected to fill LeBron James' shoes. That was never going to happen. And you had a desperate owner in Cleveland who was so desperate to stick it to LeBron that they had
because I believe at the time they did have Kyrie.
Yeah, but
at the time,
you force that pressure on Kyrie, not on this kid. You just don't do it. Jalen Smith, look, we'll see what happens down the road with him. I'm not ready to call him a bust yet. But Anthony, what was his name? Anthony Barrett?
Anthony Bennett.
Anthony Bennett, Anthony Barrett, Anthony Butt-Crack. Who the hell knows what his name is? Point is, the guy was a bust. He was a bust.
He was 2013.
He might as well have been JaVale McGee and who was that guy that's on the Big Three right now that was on ESPN?
JaVale McGee. Was JaVale McGee even drafted?
JaVale McGee and you know who was that guy?
I want to consider JaVale McGee. Who was that tall
guy that played for the Timberwolves? That was on ESPN and had like that dumb tick about Giannis back in like 2018, 2019, saying like Russell Westbrook was better than Giannis.
He used to play what? With who?
He was on the Big Three, but he was on ESPN on First Take. He was really tall guy.
He used to play on what team?
Timberwolves back in like 2008, 2009, I think. I can't think of his name. But I did see him in the Big Three.
Al Jefferson?
No. He wasn't that same. He wasn't 7 feet tall. This guy was like 6'10".
Al Jefferson's like, yeah.
Yeah, but Al Jefferson was like.
Al Jefferson was good, great.
That's the difference, though, and he was good. It's a lot better than what I'm describing to you.
Yeah, former All-Star and stuff.
Hold on, let me.
I completely forgot he was drafted by the Celtics originally.
He was, yeah, I remember that. Anyway, let's continue with the NBA.
Trade. Yeah, but he was included in that KG trade.
Let's continue with the trade there. So
who was the player?
So Dozier and Bobo, of course, went to the Orlando Magic, but Dozier getting cut, of course, again. Dragic was taken by the Spurs, of course.
Contract buyout is happening.
Kings are acquiring Milwaukee Bucks guard Dante DiVincenzo in a 14 trade.
That's a solid pickup. Dante's pretty nice shooter.
Bagley went to Detroit.
I knew Bagley was going to get traded because
I knew he was going to get traded too. I just knew he was going to go to Detroit.
He was pretty solid when he plays. Not worth the number 2 overall pick, but still a serviceable player. Yeah. And they just decided not to play him anymore.
I know, that was kind of crazy. Yeah. Serge Ibaka went to the Bucks. Detroit sent out multiple second-round picks. Is sending Josh Jackson and
Josh Jackson's a bust.
Trey Lyles to the Kings. The Bucks are sending Semi Oloje. I didn't even know he was actually on that team. Wow. And Rodney Hood to the Clippers in part of this 14.
Semi Oloje, almost.
So this Clipper, I wasn't just about the LA Clippers and the Lakers. What a failure in Los Angeles right now. Those teams are complete abject failures. It's worse for the Lakers because you have LeBron and Anthony Davis,
AD, and Westbrook.
Those 3 guys played
basketball and other multiple All-Stars past their prime on that team.
Yeah,
like Dwight Howard and Melo.
And this team should be a lot better than what they are right now.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know where they are? They're dumpster fire.
In reality, that team should be better than the Warriors.
The Clippers, look, I'm going to go easy on them because they don't have Paul George. They don't have Kawhi Leonard. But there's no excuse for the Lakers. Wake up and smell the coffee.
Y'all should be better than the Warriors.
Should be a lot better. No, I wouldn't even say the Warriors.
At least, with all that talent, you should be as good as the Warriors.
You should be as good as the Suns and the Warriors. And you want to know what they are? You want to know what you really are?
Trash.
You're the Sacramento Kings 2.0. That's exactly what you
are. Okay, now we're not going to.
No.
They're not Sacramento 2.0.
Yes, they are.
Sacramento's been trash for years.
Well, they're heading that direction right now with the way this is going on.
They just won a title 2 years ago.
Okay, and what they done since then?
When was the last time Sacramento won a title?
Done in the first round, and so far right now with Russell Westbrook right now, they're 26-30. They lost to the Portland Trailblazers without McCollum.
But you're comparing them to the Sacramento Kings. When was the last time the Kings made the playoffs?
Okay.
When was the last time they won a championship? Have they even been to a championship?
But the way they're playing right now, they're playing like a regular season version of the Sacramento Kings. It's 2.0-ish. It's pretty crappy. Wake up. You got LeBron James of all people should take this himself. Okay, that's why I'm saying it. Okay, I'm trying to get pumped up for LeBron James.
That's a stupid thing to say because the Kings are bad. Like they
I know
they're bad.
They are bad.
The Lakers are bad, but they're not that bad.
I was just trying to say something.
Like, you know what I mean?
I was trying to say something insulting.
Like, honestly, this team can be salvaged, but like,
you know how they can be salvaged? Get rid of Frank Vogel. Get rid of the GM. Clean house. That's how you do it. And you know what? If Anthony Davis is not losing the weight and not going on Weight Watchers, and not working out, he's too busy fantasizing about girls in his lifetime, he's got to hit the bricks. That's
honestly, the team did accomplish what it was supposed to do 2 years ago. They brought in the pieces. They won. But there's some of those pieces left.
You know what?
Some people are getting injured.
You know what's crazy?
No, it's not working.
Anthony Davis is trying.
And they made a trade for Westbrook, which honestly they didn't even need to do.
No, they really didn't. And Russell Westbrook was going to hold him back anyway, which technically
because Westbrook is a ball hog player.
He is. But I look at Anthony Davis.
He's not the same 2017 MVP.
It's even worse for him because you're supposed to be the Shaq of the team. You're supposed to be the next Shaquille O'Neal. You want to put that pressure on yourself. What did you do? You're the Shaquille O'Neal of 2009-2010, the guy who should have retired 2 years before when he was a little overweight. Now Shaq can move around. Don't get me wrong, but you can barely move around. Period. So I don't know.
But he's still an all-star level player. Anthony Davis is. Shaq at that time wasn't.
No,
he was way past his prime.
But Anthony Davis is not playing like that right now. Not really.
I mean, he's still averaging like 20 points.
Okay, 20 points. Great. All right. Do you want a cookie? Average 25. Average 15 boards. Average 6 blocks or 3 to 6 blocks for Pete's sake. Do something.
Okay, when was the last time a player actually averaged 6 blocks a game?
I said 3 to 6.
3 to 6 blocks a game.
Yes. If you can average that, mazel tov to you. But do it. Because what have you done so far besides getting rejected by Giannis the other night when he played against the Bucks? Huh?
He was actually averaging 24, so close enough.
Okay, 24. Okay.
And 10 rebounds.
I'm sorry. 24 points. Okay. Give me the
He's shooting over 50%.
Okay.
He's tall.
Okay. He can't. He's
Anthony Davis.
Okay. But
you
get my point though. The guy needs to do better. He needs to be a better defender. You want to give me fantasy points? Great. How are you going to give me some fantasy points?
Well, yeah, did Anthony Davis win the defensive player year? I know he won it once.
He did win it once, but it wasn't recently with the Lakers. I know that.
It was when he was on the Pelicans.
Yeah, it was not with the Lakers.
I play that type of defense. Right now, he's a liability on defense.
If he would have done that like a year ago and he played like bad defensively now, that would be 100 times worse. Because if you would have won Defensive Player of the Year and you're still playing like shit, that would have sucked.
Kind of like Roy Hibbert.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
1 year he was great. Next year he was shit.
Oh yeah, he was terrible. Roy Hibbert's complete freaking garbage. And the sad thing is it's just never going to end with him.
Well, Anthony Davis still can be salvaged. This Lakers team can be salvaged.
You get rid of the G. You got LeBron James right now, who probably wants to leave Los Angeles. He's been hinting at it. I mean, think about it.
I wouldn't be surprised if he leaves.
That's what he always does anyway.
Well, he does have an up.
That's what he always does. And that's why I can't stand it about LeBron. Can I just say something for a second?
Yeah,
LeBron
honestly,
James, the biggest.
I agree. I agree with that. LeBron James is my favorite player of all time.
Oh.
But whenever, I mean, I grew up watching LeBron, and then LeBron, Kobe. I agree with that because, like, if he doesn't win, if he can't stand it, he will leave. He will quit and go somewhere else.
He's the biggest crybaby, and he wants to build a super team around him. See, the sad thing is with this is that
he needed a super team to win his first title.
Michael Jordan never recruited, tampered, or any of this crap. They all wanted to play for him,
and they were all drafted.
That's the difference.
To play. Same thing with the Warriors. Everyone was drafted there except for that 1 year with KD.
LeBron James is the biggest beggar on the planet. That's all he is.
If he doesn't want to be like, okay, trade for him. When MJ won titles,
you're the face of the NBA.
Now let's compare. Let's compare real quick.
Okay.
When MJ won titles, they had players drafted in, came in.
There were players that
already came in that wanted. They traded for Rodman.
Yeah. They really wanted.
Perfect.
You want to know what it was? They wanted to play for Phil Jackson. They want to play for
the Warriors, the current Warriors right now.
Let me ask you this right now.
No, wait. The Warriors. Curry was drafted by the team. Clay, Draymond, brought in some
It was a built system.
Some less role players to come in play. They won championships.
It was a built system by Mark Jackson that Steve Kerr took over. Which, granted, I'm happy that Steve Kerr took over that team because Mark Jackson was too much of a softie anyway. Steve Kerr needs to get in because he's a former player too, so it's better that way. Here's the thing I got to think about LeBron James. LeBron James is the biggest crybaby on the planet. That's set in point. Name one time any free agent player said out there, "Oh, I want to play for this coach and LeBron James." He basically gets every coach fired in the NBA. Look at the time that he spent back in Cleveland, his second stint back in Cleveland, where he got the coach fired and he got replaced. Ty Lue was a replacement. Who was that coach's name, by the way?
Was it Mark Brown?
Yeah.
Mark Brown?
No. It was a white guy. I'm trying to think.
That Russian guy. I forgot what his name was. I can't think what his
name is, but you get my point. He is the LeBron James right now.
It was something Bolton. I forgot. I remember it was a Russian coach.
I gotta look it up. But before I do, let me get this.
Something Blaton.
He is the one guy that is a coach killer. He will whine and cry and complain and say, "I want this coach gone. He was mean. This and that." He is a crybaby and looking for sympathy. Michael Jordan never one time tried to get Phil Jackson fired. You want to know if things got tough right now? Yeah, he ran away too, but he came back. He took a break. He had a mental breakdown. He played baseball. He came back, and he won more championships in Chicago. What did LeBron James do besides get the coach fired? Nothing.
David Blatt. That's who it was. David Blatt.
David Blatt. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I knew there was a D in the name. I just couldn't think of it.
I believe he's Russian. Oh.
I don't know.
He's Russian. That team should have been tough as hell.
You get the point, though. He's a coach killer. He's been known to do this midway through the season right now. The fact that he's not pulling the trigger now.
And no other superstar player wants to play with him besides Anthony Davis.
Exactly. And you want to know why Anthony Davis wanted to play in Los Angeles?
Russell Westbrook didn't want to play until now because Russell Westbrook isn't really a superstar anymore.
The only reason why Anthony Davis wanted to play in Los Angeles was because he liked LA. He liked LA. And he liked the money.
He wanted to go to LA.
That's the only reason why. The Pelicans wouldn't pay him. So he wanted to go to Los Angeles. There you go. Oh.
No, the Pelicans were going to pay him. He just didn't want to play there anymore because they never built around Anthony Davis like that.
They never did.
It was just Anthony Davis, and then that one year they brought in DeMarcus Cousins, but then DeMarcus Cousins left.
And he looked for that. Well, yeah, because I don't know why.
They gave him like a $20 million contract extension.
Yeah.
Which honestly, they should have gave him more. It's DeMarcus Cousins.
A lot more, yeah.
At that time,
right.
Not DeMarcus Cousins right now. And then he went to the Warriors and signed a mid-level exception. Which honestly, that kind of killed his career.
You know what's going to suck about this too? His son's going to be the exact same way someday. That's what sucks about this whole thing.
Yeah.
And here's my voice for my voice. My advice to you, Bronny: don't copy your father.
Don't.
Just watch Michael Jordan. That's
be your own man.
Go back and watch all the Michael Jordan.
I don't even be Michael Jordan. Just be your own man.
No, yeah, be your own man. But look how Michael Jordan acted. He was the most civilized basketball player who didn't whine, who didn't bitch, who didn't complain.
Mm-hmm.
He kept his coach around, and he built a foundation.
And he was just like, I took that personally. Went to work, came in, kicked ass.
Name one relationship LeBron James has kept now for the last 20 years of basketball. Name one relationship. I can't think of one. Can you think of one?
Yeah, in terms of
like coach to player relationship. Name one relationship he has kept so far and not basically bury 6 feet under.
Let's honestly look at all of them real quick.
There's been a lot of them.
First, I believe with Kyrie.
This guy. I'm talking about coaches. I'm not talking about players. I'm talking about coaches.
Let's talk about both. All the coaches. Let's see.
Go ahead.
Blatt, meh. Brown, I believe his first coach.
You know what's so sad? He wanted Ty Lue to come in so bad and replace him, and you know what he does after in
that one year they won.
He didn't win the NBA Finals. He left him high and dry, and the team got rid of him right after LeBron left. When they went 1-7, and they basically said, "Sorry,
you're fired. Thank you for the championship. Bye."
You want to know how sad that sounds?
Yeah,
that is pathetic. That is pathetic. Talk about not saving your guy.
I mean, LeBron did fulfill his promise. He was like, "Yeah, I'm going to bring a title to Cleveland." He did.
All right, fine.
Next year they get bounced out in
the fan base and that's
in playoffs, and then he left.
I'm going based on relationship of coaches and players that he has screwed over the years because he screwed a lot of them.
Yeah, he screwed a lot.
He screwed a lot of them. I don't think he has one relationship left. Look at Tom Brady right now. Has he screwed up his relationship with Bill Belichick? No.
I mean, it was a little rocky at the end.
Fine.
But it's not like
at least
it's not like a big fuck you.
At least they patched things up. Bill had the common decency to go in the locker room for 30 minutes and talk to Tom Brady after the game back in week 4.
Mm-hmm.
Can you remember a time where David Blatt, Ty Lue, Mike Brown?
Honestly, David Blatt wasn't even a good coach to begin with.
No, but do you remember LeBron going out to any coach or the coaches going to him after a game saying like,
"What, the year that they won the championship, they fired David Blatt."
Yes.
At the beginning of the season.
Yes. No.
Looking back at it.
No. At the beginning of the season, 3 months into it.
Yeah.
3 months into it.
Well, like, they fired him, and I think they made a bunch of trades in the middle of the season.
Right.
They traded half that damn roster, and they still won the championship, which honestly is very impressive.
It is.
But damn.
And I know you're sipping for LeBron right now, but I'm not going to sip.
No, I'm not sipping for LeBron. I'm just like saying the fact.
You're praising the guy too much. Here's my opinion.
I'm not even praising him. I'm just saying the facts. Like, yeah, he has ruined a lot of relationships.
He screwed up a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them he can't.
All the coaches, look at the players like Kyrie. Well, honestly,
Kyrie left him.
Kyrie left him. Kyrie wanted to be his own player.
He did.
He was like, "Nah, I want out of here."
But you want to know what he wants to do right now? He wants to be woke now. That's what he wants to be.
Yeah.
Plays part-time NBA. You talk about the dumbest thing. That's going to be another bad trend now, too. I hope Brian doesn't do this, be a part-time player. I really hope the guy, he does not follow that footsteps.
I know he'll be
and that's bad for the league, too, when you want to be a part-time player because you're not playing basketball. What the hell are you playing basketball for then? It's going to be full-time.
I mean, also, regardless, you're still getting paid that full contract.
It doesn't matter, though. It's bad influencing.
Money.
It's a bad thing generational-wise.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It's terrible. It's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm going to play this part-time. I'm going to play about 30 games a year and make 40. Screw you. Play all the 82 and shut up.
Yeah.
Bunch of crybabies. Anyway, I'm done ranting. We're going to move on to something else. We're going to move on to, some MLB lockout news. I'm going to tell you this right now. It's not looking good for baseball. There's a potential right now where they're going to reduce some games, possibly some games being missed. Spring training, nobody knows if it's even going to happen at all. There's been so much bad news throughout the week. It's sad because you think baseball can get their crap together for more than 5 minutes. The sad thing is they can't. That's the sad part about the whole thing. It's just right now there was a meeting that took place. This was actually about 6 hours ago. It was on set. This was reported on CBS Sports by Mike Ezekia. I don't even think I even said the name right, but I don't even care. On Saturday, Major League Baseball presented the Major League Baseball players associated with a new core economic proposal as the two sides continue to work through collective bargaining talks. The meeting, which lasted approximately 1 hour, was their first meeting in 11 days and their fifth in-person bargaining session of the owner initial lockout. The MLBPA will take time to fully review MLB proposal, though they came away unimpressed. Reports from the Athletics' Evan Derelch.
I'm impressed.
The proposal combined several previous smaller proposals and included the following adjustments. So here it is. Increase the bonus pool for pre-arbitration players from $10 million to $15 million. The MLBPA is seeking for a $100 million pool. That's number one. Number two, increase the minimum salary $600,000 to $30,000 flat. Teams can play more if they want, or a tiered set salary of $615,000 for players with 0 to 1 year service of time. $650,000 for 1 or 2 years, and $725,000 for 2 to 3 years. Major League Baseball previously offered $700,000 at 2 to 3 years. The MLBPA is seeking out $775,000 minimum at all service time levels.
Bars.
There's the next one. Increase the competitive balance tax threshold to $214 million, $216 million, $218 million, and $222 million from 2022 to 2026.
Bars.
Doesn't sound hard, right? Now, teams will receive 2 draft picks if a star prospect finishes in the top 3 in the major awards voting in multiple years as a way to disincentivize. I completely botched that word. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she did.
Service time manipulation. MLBPA proposed service time bonuses tied to awards and voting. I don't see how these guys just can't get along. Oh, wait a minute. I know why. Because you got a dope commissioner. You got a dopey commissioner who, honestly, I don't even think he even gives a crap about the sport. I don't think he does. There's not a lot of effort that puts into these proposals. The owners are just as bad because
I don't care about the sports.
I know you don't. But I'm gonna get this out there, and I want to report it. I want to talk about
it. Be quiet.
Well, are you telling me? Are you telling me to be quiet? I'm not gonna tell my point. I'm telling my take.
Fine, continue.
I'll
sit here in silence. Okay, continue.
you should get into baseball. You should get used to this. You need to learn this crap.
No, I don't watch.
I know why you don't watch. It's actually entertaining baseball.
I don't want to watch a sport where it takes guys 5 minutes to hit a ball with a stick.
This is what Andrew Miller said.
No offense.
None taken. This is what Andrew Miller had said today. My expectations don't really matter, as he said. We'll see it when it comes across. We hope it's something we can work with, and it's a true start to negotiating. We haven't seen that yet. Talking is good. At least they're talking. Can they get to something, please? Can we get some games back? For the love of God, can we get something? Spring training, anything? Can we? Because at this point, it's imagine being in the hospital and you're hearing the little machine beep 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 beep. Now it's beep 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 beep. It's something that's a good sign. It's good so far. Now the fact that we might lose some games right now, I hope it's just mainly spring training games. If you have 2 weeks of it, 3 weeks of it, fine, whatever. I'm okay with that. But if it gets into the regular season where you're losing more money, and you're gonna jack up the prices again next year,
yay,
that's gonna suck.
Yay.
Why are you saying yay to that? That's not a good thing to be yaying about. You want them to jack up more prices and lose baseball games?
Yay.
I mean, there's no other way of pointing it out.
I don't watch baseball, so.
No, but say you're a baseball fan and you're trying to go to a game right now, and you just found they jacked up the prices to like $100 more, $200 more. Would you go to that game?
Nah.
Exactly. You don't want that.
I ain't paying for nothing.
Exactly. You ain't paying for nothing. I ain't paying for nothing. So there you go.
Tickets.
It's just a bad vibe. It's a bad vibe. And now it's a good vibe now because they're actually talking. I just hate the fact that Rob Manfred is the commissioner that they're who's trying to be peacemaker in the whole thing. Because he's trying to get some contracts too, you know. He's in a work stoppage too. You think he's all in on the players? It ain't happening. He's in it for himself. He wants a neutral site World Series. That's how much he's into it to himself. He's that desperate. He wants to go back to Texas like he did in 2020 and get plastered drunk at some freaking.
Yes.
I mean, it's just, you know what I mean? It's
yes. Toga.
Anyway, so enough about that.
Yeah,
so I got to my baseball take. We got some news on Bob Saget, believe it or not. Bob Saget, his autopsy came back out. I think I have the article. I believe it was. Hopefully, I have the article. He suffers of head trauma. Yeah, he hit his head. He didn't realize it, and he didn't think of anything of it, and he passed away in his sleep. So that was what was reported. I wish I had the link to it though, to tell me who got the link from it from. But I did hear about this from my mom because she gave me the news. I was able to share the link to it on my Facebook, but unfortunately, I can't find the link to it. Unfortunately. Can't find the link. That's really sad. I can't find this link. It's actually frustrating. But there it is. There it is. I found the link. But also, we have some more sad news. We have a couple more deaths we got to get into. Betty Davis, funk music pioneer, dying at 77 years of age. Jazz icon, ex-wife. I shouldn't say jazz icon. Funk music icon, and an ex-wife for the jazz icon Miles Davis. Davis died early Wednesday in her hometown of Homestead, Pennsylvania, according to a press release. No cause of death has been released as of yet. It's been 3 days, and I still have not heard the news about what his cause of death was. But she did pass away. Hopefully, she went peacefully. You know, hopefully she went peacefully. This is what the article said. This was according to USA Today's Edward Segarra, who released this on Wednesday. It was a great sadness that I shared news of a passing of Betty Davis, a multi-talented music influencer and pioneer, rock singer, rock star, songwriter, and fashion icon. This is from This was quoted from longtime friend Connie Portis in the release. Today we cherish her memory as the sweet, thoughtful, and reflective person she was. There is no other. Davis wrote the Chambers Brothers back in 1967, Uptown to Harlem, and also penned songs for the Commodores, which helped the R&B band land a deal with Motown Records. Davis helped push the boundaries of the mainstream music at the time with her own catalog by merging pre-punk and funk blue styles. Our hearts are incredibly heavy today, said Matt Sullivan of the Light in the Attic Records, which reissued Davis's music in the 2000s. Her unbended DIY ethic and groundbreaking spirit will live on forever. We are going to miss her so much. So that is Betty Davis. Condolences to the family, friends out there who know this woman. Very sweet lady. Very sad. Very sad news. We're going to keep going with the sad news, unfortunately. It's not really I'm not trying to be negative here, but we have news about former baseball player Jeremy Giambi, who passed away at age 47 in his family's home out in California. Unfortunately, it was a suicide. He had a gunshot wound. It was found in his possession as he was lying on the ground. 47 years of age. Pretty sad for Jeremy Giambi. I don't know what issues he was going through personally, but he's brothers with Jason Giambi. But Jeremy Giambi was shifted around team to team to team in his time with the majors, and very sad that he passed away. Yet he had a pretty good career. Not flash numbers, but he was a great player for some of these teams that he's on with. And again, condolences to the Giambi family. 47 years of age, and it's very sad news. Very sad here. I really didn't want to conclude the show with sad news, but I just at this point I had to get it out there because it was on my agenda list for today. Very short show. I can't believe we're getting these shows done within like 56 minutes. It's actually crazy. But the drill with the social media. You can follow me on Instagram, Joseph_Edward_Olivo. Follow me on Facebook, Joseph Olivo. Snapchat, JOlivoSports123. If you want to email me, joeolivobostonsports@gmail.com.
Socials in the description.
Yeah, the social. Well, not in the description of the episode.
No, we're gonna put them in the description.
Well, I could. Although, if you follow me on Facebook, you can probably get the link to the episode.
Description.
It will be in the description. Okay, I'll put it in the description. So we are signing off. It is now 9:00 at night.
Description.
We'll be back here sometime either Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on the schedule, to do some review for Super Bowl 56.
Description.
Also, we're going to talk about some NBA All-Star break, what to expect in the second half of the year, our NBA final early predictions.
Description.
As well as, actually, no, will I be here Tuesday? Oh, no, I might be able to do a quick show on Tuesday. Because on this Tuesday,
I might not be able to make it Tuesday.
This Tuesday coming up, I will be going to the Villanova PC game. So I'll be getting ready for that. Unfortunately, he ain't going.
Yeah.
He couldn't go. I'm going to a few other friends of mine. So
busy man.
Yeah, you're a busy man. I'm a busy man too.
Listen.
Anyway, so we are going to sign off. Again, you go to social media drill. I am Joseph Allo. He is Michael Smith.
Prince Pretty.
Prince Pretty.
Yep.